Okay, anyway, welcome back to the Vlogs That Are Us. Don't know if you can see that, but got the ring and the bezel polished. Got the pendant polished, so ready to set these stones. Anyway, just so everybody knows, I got another like tripod holder freaking on order. I'll get some other stuff on order, just kind of starting this out. So some of these first videos will be kind of crappy. You might not be able to see very well. But I just kind of give you an idea of what I do when I'm making these pieces. So let's go ahead and let's do the ring first. Remember the gem we had for it, which was, I don't know if you can see it, but it's this little guy here, little piece of Andamooka matrix treated. So we will get this set. It's a little bit, it's like a little freeform oval, so it's not perfect, but there's a certain way it needs to go in here. So let's see what we can do. Okay. Let's get our let's get some things here. Let's make sure the bezel cup is nice and opened up and ready to go. Sorry. So anyway, I know the camera's in a bad location. Like I said, I got some stuff coming, so we'll get this all set up better eventually, and we'll do things where you can actually see what I'm doing, and you know, there we go. That looks it's got a nice. So anyway, we're just gonna go ahead and set that real quick. We're gonna just push in the top, push in the bottom, push in the side, just so the stone won't come out. Make sure she's in there good. Okay. And then just give it a little bit of love around. See how this is gonna work. I may have to go a different way with this, but you know, these are always so small, so it's just a pain in the butt. Okay, so okay, anyway, it's set to where the stone's not going to fall out. So I'm going to break out the old ball vise. Lock this down. Get this set really quick. So we're going to go and switch tips. Go to our hammer. There we go. Let's see. See, I can adjust this piece here, and I can go. It goes like a really fast, light hammer, or I can twist it all the way down, and it goes harder, or kind of adjust it. I usually have it about in the middle. But this makes the bezel setting a little bit easier. Actually, a lot easier, to be honest with you. Just hold that in there. You gotta be careful though, because you can. You hit the stone, it sucks. Trust me, I've done it, and it sucks. You damage the opal, and then you either gotta pull the opal, recut it, or discount it because it's you know, has a scratch and scratch in the finish or something. So okay, so there we go. We're almost there. Key on these, those two, if you ever buy one of these, this is a Fordham, great, but you don't want to run them on full speed. You'll break the handpiece, which is not good. Okay, so let me turn this down, turn this up a little bit. This, because remember when we were doing this, I said I hit it on the mandrel just a little bit too much. I made it a little big, so we're gonna have to get it to shrink down here a little bit, which is it is what it is. Okay, so we're about there. So we need to turn it down now. I'm gonna finish the top. today to get this done, so I'm not talking as much, just trying to concentrate here. Especially because if I accidentally don't pay attention, like I said, I could hit the opal and damage it, which would not be fun. Which would, beyond not fun, it just would ruin the piece and I have to basically start all over, so. Okay, so there's that. We should be done with this now, so we'll stick that down there, put this thing back together so I have it ready for my next one. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we'll take our bezel and finish knocking the edge down. It just kind of gives it the, just knock down any little edges we had from the hammer drill, any bad marks. These ball vices are, yeah, you really, if you don't have one, get one. These things make things so much easier, especially for these small pieces, holding on to them. I don't know if you can notice or not, but it does. It makes a huge difference. It really does. Okay, so anyway, stone is set there, so I'll put all this stuff away. Let's turn this in. And we can undo this. Pull that out, and you can see that bezel cup. We do have, excuse me, we do have some small, where we hammered it around the edge, there's gonna be some little bitty hammer marks. So, once again, that's where these barrel sanders come in handy. Got an 800 grit right here, which is nice. And so, near the top, because you can rub your finger, and you can feel that rough edge where your bezel cup is. So I like to thin it out just a little bit, and we'll end up probably run the bezel, probably do it again. But, so for here, and once again, you gotta watch your opal, make sure you're not hitting it. But we're going to go like this, and then we're going to have to polish it once again after we're done with this. But this is going to take out all those little marks and even everything up. Right now we're just trying to get all little mix out. And then we're also, right here where this edge is a little thick, we're going to thin it out a little bit. So when we come back across it later, we can make sure that's nice and smooth, so when you run your finger across it, you don't feel nothing. And once again, you could take your time, and because like I said before, you do not want to hit that opal. Well, for a couple of reasons. This, sandpaper will scuff it. We're just getting all the little notches out, making sure it's nice and smooth and looks good all the way up. You're gonna have a little bit of areas like here where I turn the gun up a little bit. So get those little marks out. You gotta be careful too. If your bezel cup is too thin during this process, if you have a big beam and you're trying to sand it out, if you're not careful, you can actually go all the way through the silver and take all this, go all the way down, which is not a good thing either. So. Right now I'm just working on getting all of the little things out, any little dents. Use the hammer to put into it. When you get it really close, and then you can run the burnisher. But we'll burnish it one more time too, after we thin up that edge a little bit. Okay, so that looks pretty good. One more thing before I use my, so we also have this burnishing tip, which helps What it does is it pushes the silver, like if you have just any small little cuts or scuffs from the hammer, these burnishing tips, and then also your hand burnishing tip will kind of push this, you're giving it pressure, and this one here spins, this little tip spins, and it pushes the silver into those holes, so it smooths it out. It's so you're not having to remove the silver, like I said, because you could accidentally go all the way through it if you're not careful. So we're gonna spin it and push. And just make sure it puts in those last little indentations or little marks, scuff marks that we have on here that we don't want to have. I'm just doing that one more time with this one. And just because this one's quicker, because it's on the shaft drive, the flex shaft, we can use it there. So, and then I will use the hand burnisher one more time, and then that'll take care of the top part of the bezel, and that'll kind of push it up onto the stone. Make sure the stone feels nice and solid. And actually, you know what? We'll gold plate. We'll do some gold plating on this one. We'll actually gold plate the bezel also. So let me finish this. I'll bezel it one more time. If you're going to do any kind of gold plating, the polish that you do before you plate is what your gold's going to look like. So if you give it a nice high polish, so the silver has a high polish prior to it, you do one of two things. Okay, so gold plating silver. You can't just gold plate onto silver. If you do, the copper and the metals, anyway, the gold and silver will combine, and it will tarnish really easily, and it'll also rub off very easily. It doesn't adhere very well. So what you need to do, you need to do one of two things. And it's important to know your customer, because there are a lot of nickel allergies out there, but one of the things you can do is you can plate the bezel cup in nickel, and then plate in gold. That way the gold adheres and sticks really well. Or if your customers are, it does cost more, but if your customers have a nickel allergy, then your next option would be palladium. And palladium is also another precious metal. It's gonna, I think it's like 3,000 or 4,000 right now an ounce. So it does cost a lot more than nickel. Palladium solution for nickel is like 20 bucks. Granted, gold is $300-400 for 32 ounce solution, gold plating solution. That's what I was talking about, 32 ounce. I'm not talking, I mean, you could buy, there's some small kits that have like 3 or 4 ounces of solution, for 40 bucks. But that's not the types I'm talking about here. Talking about 32 ounce, 2 pints. Those are, $3-4 for the gold. And then the palladium is a few $1,000s. So it is important to, well, you're gonna have to, if your customers are allergic to nickel and you gotta get palladium, it's important to make sure that you don't build them correctly. But whatever you do not ever assume that, hey, you know what, they may have a nickel allergy, but since I'm gold plating it, right, the gold would be buried, so it'd be covered, so the nickel would never come in contact with them. You gotta remember, gold plating, plating lasts a couple of years. On average, just normal wear and stuff. And then also the thing is, like, if you have gold plated, do not use these jewelry cloths. These jewelry cloths will take the gold plating right off, because they have abrasives in them. You want to go ahead and use your other cloth. These are cloths that are usually used for iPhone screens and stuff like that. These will work perfect for cleaning gold plating, which is what I use on anything that's gold plated. But back to the gold plating. Nickel is cheaper, yes. But remember, if you have customers that are allergic to nickel, whatever you do, do not think to yourself, oh, well, I'll just do nickel and I'm gold plating it, and hey, I'll do an extra layer or something like that. Well, for one thing, it's wrong. Don't do it because of that. But second thing, it may save you money. And yes, in the beginning, they probably won't notice. But as that gold plating wears off and then the nickel becomes exposed, if your customers do have an allergy, they're gonna, have issues with their hands, fingers, depending on if it's a pendant, whatever. And trust me, they will remember that, and they will not be coming back to you for more jewelry, because they will know that you're not an honest, you're not an honest jeweler, which is not what you want to do in this business. And jewelry making, you're only as good as your word. because I hate to say it, a lot of this business is on trust and word of mouth. So you definitely want to make sure you're taking care of your customers, and they will take care of you. So we've almost got this done here. Just got to go around this a little bit more and get this finished burnishing this. This does look good. That's looking good. Nice. We can rub our hand on there now. Got a couple, a little bit more areas that need to be taken care of. We're almost there. Okay, that's looking pretty good. And break out the small burnisher. And this, once again, we're going to be going around the stone, so we want to be very careful. We're just going along this little edge, the edge right here where the silver and the the silver and the gem meet. So we're just going to burnish that edge there. So once again, you just got to be careful. And just make sure you're burnishing the silver and not scraping or scratching your gemstone. And you're doing this just to knock down that little sharp edge. There's always going to be a little edge there because you're working the silver. So you just want to knock that down, especially since I'm going to gold plate this. We're going to definitely make sure that that's nice and pretty and ready for gold plating. So we're almost there. During this process, because you're thinning this out sometimes, so you can get ups and downs. So we're just doing this to even it out, polish it up, shine it, make it look good. So it's important to have different size burnishing tools. Your big ones, your small ones, and then like this one here is really tiny. This is your regular size burnishing tool, and then I also have another smaller one. So I've got 3 of these. I mean, I've got others also up there, but it's important to have a few different burnishing tools. So we're there. So now we just gotta polish. So I use red roux myself. So let's go with getting that bezel re-polished. This should be all we need to polish. We didn't do anything to the shank, so we get a little roux on there, and let's get this bad boy polished. It's important to make sure you're keeping your polishing compounds and stuff all separate from everything. I keep them in these little rubbermaid containers so I don't get any other things in there, grits or anything like that. And this is when you can see how good your sanding job and stuff like that is, because you're going to see them. You could see any imperfections at this point if you didn't do a good job. So if you touch your opal, this part should not hurt because your opal's polished, and then of course this is also polishing compound, so it won't hurt it. So just, but I mean, you still don't want to go, put polishing compound on your opal. You just want to kind of, if it gets on the edge of it, not a big deal. So we're just gonna get that bezel cup. And this will cause heat, so keep that in mind. Do not, keep your hands near it. You know, if this gets too hot, it will fracture your opal. So, you're gonna have to slow down, stop, double check, make sure it's not getting too hot. Come back to it if you have to, but just keep your eyes on it. So I thought I seen one little scuff mark on here. Looks like I got one there and one there. So let me put this back away for a second. Make sure you're always sealing your polishing compound. Find my sanding sticks. So I get that. It's just a couple small little areas. Just need some sanding there, just to get the scuff marks out that I didn't get out earlier. They were a little deep, so that's why I like these little ones. They get right into the grooves. Because excuse me, when I hammered, it's not perfectly flat. It has just a little indentation, so it kind of goes and just has a little dip. So instead of removing more silver, which I've done in the past, and you accidentally, like I said, go through your silver, I'll take my, and it'll just be small indentation. It's not an eyesore, so we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to make sure that we get the scuff marks out. Because after it's polished, you really can tell any of those little scuff marks, which is crazy. It's kind of like when you cut your opal, if you're an opal cutter, like myself and other individuals are, that we cut our own opals and make our own jewelry. It's kind of like when you do your cutting your opals. When you go to polish, if you have that, sometimes on the top, you know, if it still has like a flat color bar, like I have a couple in here somewhere. But sometimes if you don't get all the scratches out and you go to polish, when that fine polishing stage and you're looking at the gem, you'll see like a dull spot on the top, and if you look at it with the jeweler's loop, you'll notice that there's some small scratches in there that you really can't see with the naked eye, but once everything around it is polished, it gives that little dull, you know, it's a little dull. So that's why we hit the polish, and then sometimes we got to go back with our fine sanding sticks and hit those areas just to get it knocked out. So we've almost got it. And it looks like, oh wait, there's one more right there. It looks like a new nick from when I was burnishing with that fine burnisher. So you always got to be careful, because you do nick your stuff sometimes. It's really easy to do. And I think I've got those, but we're gonna go ahead and go with 1000 grit. It's pretty much basically a polish for silver, but we're gonna hit this again with those couple of areas that we sanded. That particular stick there was a 600, and now we're sitting with the 1000 grit barrel to get it, and then we'll clean it off, and then we'll go back to the polishing compound, and that should have, and that way we have a nice, beautiful polish when we're done. That's really nice. Looking good, looking good. Like I said, I've got some other camera stuff showing up for holding the cell phone and stuff, so we'll end up getting it to where we can put the camera up here and look down, and you guys can see the work better. I believe that'll help. That'll help out a lot of ways. It'll help. So I can actually show you guys what we're doing. So let's clean this off, make sure there's no grit on it before we start to polish, because we don't want to have any of that on our stuff. I definitely don't want to get it in the polishing compound. So, okay, here we go. We'll polish again. Well, we started to polish, but now we'll break out the polishing compound one more time. Felt and cotton seems to work. I personally like those better. And then also these little white wheels. These are great for getting in the small grooves, small cracks like in here and on here of your rings, and on your pendants in some of these smaller spaces. These are, you've got to have these. They are great. If you've ever polished any silver, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's really difficult to get into those small areas sometimes. So that helps out. It makes it so much easier. It really does. Yeah, it does. It's amazing actually what it does. So, and what I do is as I go through the whole polishing thing, I wipe it off the cloth. Before we go to gold plate, we'll actually put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. I'll do that off camera, so not a big deal. But I think we're looking good actually. Yeah, I'm liking that shine. So we are good. So I was going to hit the whole ring really quick one more time. So let this polishing compound out. Get a little bit more on there. Honestly, I've never seen anything polished too much. You can never polish too much. You definitely want that high polish. sure that mirror finish, so your customers can look at it and see themselves in the finish. Oh, and of course, that happens right there. Luckily, it didn't go very far. I've actually broke opals that way. It sucks. So always have a good grip on your stuff. And light touch. Oh, I need to pay attention to what I'm doing and stop jibber-jabbering so much. It's very easy to give yourself a little complacent in this. So this one will do gold plating, and then maybe in the future we'll do some rings and show you guys how to oxidize. When you're doing wire wrap, not a wire wrap, but like a twisted wire going around your bezel cup, stuff like that. Kind of give it a little pop. I don't know, you guys just message me and talk to me in the comments and let me know what you would like to see. And granted, I'm going to get the camera first, so that way you guys can actually see what I'm doing, nice and close. So once we get to that, once I get the new cameras and stuff, I'll get a mic and stuff, so it's easier to hear me, all that good stuff, but add a lot of the background stuff. And then yeah, definitely let me know. Say, hey, this is what I'd like to see, or I'd like to learn how to do. And if I know how to do it, I definitely love to show everybody, and we'll go through it. And then eventually one day we'll get enough followers. We could do, start live. Start some live feeds and stuff like that, and we can do this stuff on camera with everybody live, and then that way we can get our questions answered as we're doing it. Or we can, because I'll schedule time frames and stuff for it, and then that way maybe, I don't know, for the future we can do things where as a group or something. If we want to build a ring with a bezel cup or something, we'll start to finish, and that way I'll be doing it. You can be doing your own. We can do live chats. Ask the questions as we're doing it. All sorts of different possibilities. You guys, like I said, hit the comments. You tell me what you would like to do. If you're watching the videos, please like and subscribe. That the YouTube algorithm likes, it subscribes. It likes people to hit notification buttons. It likes engagement, so comments are always great and appreciated. Sometimes I get busy and I'll try to answer everybody's comments. If I don't, I will get to them. So anyway, there's our ring for now. We'll put in the ultrasonic, and then I'll get out all of the gold plating stuff, and we'll go and gold plate that bezel. So let me make sure we're good here. And set that pendant. We'll set this stone for this pendant real quick. I'm debating if we should gold plate the pendant also, to be honest with you. I think we should. I don't know. Yeah, I think so. Because it is a blacker stone. It was this stone. Oops. It was this stone here that we had done for this pendant. So, in all honesty, and then also, maybe next week or something, I have a piece started. We'll do a bangle with some opal and some other designs. I wasn't sure. I was thinking of maybe on this particular one for the person that asked for it. They were asking if we could do a cross, maybe some angel wings, accent pieces on it. So that's a possibility, but that's something that's coming up. We'll be building a bangle with a Wheelo opal. They picked a really nice Wheelo for it. It has green and pink, really pretty, really pretty. So, where is our gemstone? And I just gotta check it for the top. Oh, yep, there's the top. I don't know if anybody can see the top or not, but like I said, I'll get that. Once I get a new camera, it'll be a lot better, but this is the way we're going. So, let's see what I gotta do here. Oh, there we go. Okay, she's pushed in, and let's verify. And of course it's off just a little bit. I hate that because these things are so hard once you get them in there. once you get them in there. And then here's a really small burnisher. Just gotta open the bezel. Oh, I'm dropping things. Give me 1 second. I just dropped. Oh, never mind. It wasn't that. Okay. It was a little cup piece that holds the burnishing tip into the wood. Just holds it in tight. I should probably super glue that on, to be honest with you. Let me see. Yeah, let's go and super glue this really quick. Well, we'll fix it. So, anyway, we got this stuff here. It makes super glue dry really fast. So, it basically makes the super glue dry instantly. So, what I do is we have this liquid super glue, really wet stuff. Oh, I haven't used this in a while, so it's probably dried out. Yeah, it has dried out, so I need to cut that tip. Okay. We recut the tip off. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't use your super glue very often. Gosh darn it. I swear. I have a trash can over here, by the way. There we go. Sheesh. Okay. I guess I should use my super glue more often, but I don't glue gemstones in ever. So it is what it is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be frustrating here. Let's see, do we have? Shoot. Oh, this is so frustrating. So frustrating. You know, things are going so well too. We're just kicking butt, taking names. And now we're having all these issues. Okay. Oh, I don't know if you can see it in there, but the super glue dried. So, which happens. So let's get that all cleaned out. Okay. Hopefully that did the trick. And that's why I keep little paper towels to clean crap like this off, because you don't want to leave super glue on your tools ever, because it just messes everything up. And we'll do the tip. There's the tip. Okay. And once again. Oh, crud. Okay. It's finally working right. Okay, there we go. Okay. So, cool. We're there. Okay. Let that dry for a second. Let's put this all back together again. Okay, so now that we just wasted a whole bunch of time, super gluing a piece on here. Make sure this is clean, so I don't get any glue on the piece. Make sure it's dry. Yep, it is. Okay. I'm gonna throw that paper towel away now. Get a new piece. Oh, we were so close. We're doing so well. Just kicking butt, taking names. So I gotta rotate the gemstone just a little bit. We're almost there, but not quite. So what I'm doing is just running the burnisher around the top of the gemstone, so we can hopefully give it a little bit of a twist. Let me see. Yeah, we gotta twist it just a little bit. Let me get this out. Almost there. flux. Come on, baby. Just need you to spin a little bit. Okay, we're almost there. Oh my goodness, see? This is why you put dental, you're supposed to put dental floss. Oh, okay, we're almost there, a little bit more. But also if you do that, you get the dental floss in there, it's hard to get it out. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, I think we're there. I think we're there. And yes, we're there. Good. Okay, so let's push the gem back in there. Okay, good. Let's put this back up for a second. And same thing we did before. We're just gonna kind of give it a little bit of love, just so the stone doesn't move. Okay. Okay, we are there. Okay. I do have a little bit much of the silver on the one side here. So we are going to cut some of it off here in a second. No, actually we don't have to. It's actually better than it looks. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I just need to burnish that now. On this one, we shouldn't have to do anything besides just burnish it by hand. Go. Yeah, I know it's frustrating. You guys want to. Yeah, like I said, I'm getting another camera. Not another camera, but another holder so that we can get it up above the work, so you guys can see better what I'm doing. That will help out tremendously, especially for you guys, so you can see what's going on here. Okay. Okay, so put that up. Let's break out. Let's go with the 400 sandpaper first to clean up around the edge there. Now we're doing something we did before, just cleaning up that edge. Because when you burnish, like we kind of put it over the edge a little bit, brought it over. So you don't want to have any sharp edges, so we're just going to clean that up. And then also wherever there's any dings. And then also thinning the metal out around where it touches the stone. That way gives it a nice clean finish. And no sharp edges to catch your hand on, get hair stuck on, anything like that. So when you're wearing it. Okay. Looking good, looking good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and burnish it a little bit more. And then from there, that was 400, we'll end up probably going to 800. So let's just make sure this looks good. Nice and tight. So that stone is set perfectly in there. And I just shoot. I don't know if you can see it, but I just chipped the opal right there, which it sucks. I'm not gonna destroy the piece.
it's gonna end up. It's gonna be we're gonna take the price off on this one. It's just gonna be less expensive now for that imperfection. We'll see what it looks like. I mean, if it looks really bad once I'm done, I probably will tear it apart and we'll rebuild it. Because I hate, it just sucks. I don't know. I may be able, I don't know, I'll check. I may be able to take the Dremel tool and fix that part of the opal. What it was, I was coming around with the bezel. And I pushed down and hit the opal. So now I took a little chip out of it, which is just a bummer. So in all honesty, you know what? I'm stopping that one. I gotta fix the opal. I'm probably gonna tear it apart. Okay, let me go and get this in the ultrasonic. Get all the gold plating stuff out. And once I'm ready to gold plate, make sure the pickle pot, you're gonna turn it off because we're done with it. When I got everything ready for gold plating, I will make the last video for gold plating, and then this ring will be done. Okay, thanks guys for watching Opalholics or Us. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave comments. Yep. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.